In this episode I've got another box here. This was sent to me very kindly by Cameron, an eBay user. Big shout out to him for getting this shipped and sent so quickly. And I won this in an auction. So today we're going to take a look at the what's inside here. It's a bit big, this box, so I'm going to open it up and take out all the stuff and put it on the bench. Okay, so all the musicians will know what this is. The Korg N1R synthesizer, and this was the rack mount version of the Korg N1. I have the Korg X5DR. I'm going to do a review on that one too. So this is going to be an unboxing, so I'm not going to do a review on this, but I've been wanting to get this module now for probably about 3 years. Finally able to get it. This is essentially an upgrade on the X5DR in terms of it has arpeggio, it has portamento, over 1,000 different sounds and combinations. You can have layers and splits can be set up over a MIDI channel. This also has full GM, GS and XG support. It still retains a 64 note polyphony as the X5DR. This also has the 32 part multi-timbrality. Don't know if this is compatible in terms of the editing, but obviously there's going to be some extra things, but might be able to set those up independently here with the front panel. I'd have to try all that when I do the review, but everything else looks fine on it. I've given this a quick clean up, and it was missing one of the pots here as well, and I actually had a whole bag full of these faders and knobs. So if you have an old mixer or anything like that and it's broken or whatever, keep some of the parts around, or even keep the actual mixer just for parts. It has the 4 independent controls here, so you've got the attack and release. It also has the cutoff and effect volume as well, so that's really handy, and all that's on the front screen, so it's something the X5DR didn't have. So the editing way that this is set out I think is a little bit differently. From some reports I've heard that it's hard to program, and then other people have told me that it's actually easier to program than the X5DR, so I'd be interested to test that out as well. Overall, this thing's, looks pretty clean. There's no other issues with it, so I want to thank Cameron again for sending this over and taking such good care of it. Probably the best condition that I've seen a unit in for a long time, especially one from this age. Also got the power supply with it. It's really important to make sure you get power supplies with these units. You'll have to track one down and find one, but this is the actual original Korg power supply. So I mean, look at that thing. That's a brick. And one of the other things that I've read is that an external PSU was noted as a con, but in terms of pros and cons. I don't know if that would be a con for me, because having an external power supply unit away from the actual circuitry of the actual main board is probably a good thing. It's one of the things that I also like about the Korg X5DR. So that's it for the exterior. Quick fix up with the knob there, clean up. Let's have a look inside. One of the things I like to do before I power on synthesizers, as I like, especially from this age, is to open it up and check it out, see if there's any rust or anything that shouldn't be there. So this looks in pretty good condition. The board looks really nice. The caps look good. Connections look good. The soldering looks still holding up. There's a little bit of dust inside, a little bit of rust at the back here, but that'll be easy to clean up. One thing I noticed straight off by looking at the board was that it doesn't have a 2032 battery, and that's what makes it a little bit different to the X5DRs and a lot of the other smaller rack units as well. Looks to have an EEPROM. Just by looking at this board quickly, I'm guessing that's where it stores everything, so when it switches off it retains all that information. There's not really a lot to discuss in here. Compact and really nice, and it's got a lot of extra room in here, so it's a nice little unit. There's nothing really that I need to fix up inside here, so I'm going to put all this back together. So that's really it for this video. This is just a quick unboxing to show the unit. Again, I'll give more of a history of the N1R in when I do the actual review. So that's it for this episode. I'll see you on the next project.